So since the last one didn't come together, I feel it's probably the universe giving us another chance to do it.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
We're back. Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
ready. Who's ready? 15 Messenger.
It's a local celebrity podcast. It's a local celebrity podcast. You better tune in. You better tune in.
1 year, bro.
You better tune in. It's a local
Fucking
celebrity
crazy, man.
podcast.
Saw that, man.
1 year, bro.
I was gonna bring you
Celebrity podcast.
part of a boom for
Okay. I'm up for bad now, 2020.
Yeah, that's just gross.
I'm in the red.
All the old school liquors used to drink. All the old school wines.
Yeah. Sprite in my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Back in your motherfucking ear hole, bitch. Local celebrities, radio, no, podcast.
Yeah,
With your host,
get it right.
Debitus, a.k.a. D's and your T's and your Meezies.
Yep.
A.k.a. Fat Boy Swag.
Yep.
A.k.a. Davey Wad.
Yep.
A.k.a. Cut the Crap.
Yep.
A.k.a. The Black Chinaman. A.k.a.
Throw your
Mr.
thing. Throw your thing. Young throw your thing.
And we right here.
Yeah, it's your boy
Let's do it.
Beasley. St. Paul, what up? Minneapolis, what up? AKA 1 year anniversary of being a co-host. AKA mommy's favorite boyfriend you ever had in your life. AKA your baby daddy's worst nightmare. And your lesbian girlfriend's worst nightmare also. Let's go.
And as a collective, NWWG. Gang.
BBW.
And we brought a guest back for the very first time. Introduce yourself, my man.
Peace. My name is Big Zach, or Zach. I'm hella happy to be here.
AKA.
Oh, that's all today.
That's it?
This is Zach today.
All right. I'll go
The
with
man
that.
of many names just has one name today. That's what
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it in today though. Squash that. Squash all the rumors. Big Zach rumors. Big Zachophilia.
What do you guys think of when, like, people get a little older, they're in their 30s or 40s, and they don't want to be called by their nicknames anymore?
I think that's growing up. I think it's growing up.
like the Diddy phase where he goes with different names or whatever.
Puff
or
Daddy.
with rappers, that's
P.
different
Diddy.
because I never really like people that I know calling me Depth. Like my dad and shit used to call me like, dude, come on, man, don't call me that. You know?
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah, but yeah,
I don't
but
think my mom should ever call me Beasley.
Yeah.
Never, mom.
So that got weird, but yeah, I understand that why you've grown out of all your AKAs.
Nah, my full birth name is Zachariah.
Yeah.
But it was just something like my grandma would yell at me with, or like they'd read off in high school attendance.
Right.
But I feel like by the time I reach 50, I should start doing Zachariah.
Zachariah.
Go back to
That
that.
sounds, yeah, that sounds throwback.
No more
throwback.
Big Zach. You're gonna retire the name.
No, I don't necessarily want to retire, but I think by 50, I should be like introducing myself as Zachariah. I should grow into it. But I don't think really that's like a identity crisis, more like just growth.
Just a
Right.
mature-
You just identifying with
You
the
could
real
be
you.
grown Zachariah.
Zachary. Zachariah.
Mature Zachariah instead
I like
of Big
that.
Zach. There you
I
go.
like that. AKA Zachariah. Right there.
I don't know, man. It's like, I guess with a rap name or a rap alias, it's like, yeah, you have to grow out of it sometimes. Like, you can't be little. Like, guys that are little or young. Like, you
So
see
Lil Wayne. Lil
Jeezy-
Wayne is just Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne. Young Jeezy, just Jeezy
Just
now.
Jeezy.
Puffy,
Just
what
Jeezy.
did Puffy just change his name again to some, like, what was it? Like,
A color or something?
no, it's like, those like Proud Black Man or something,
Oh,
something like that.
don't know. I
Or
didn't
Mr.
hear that
Happy
shit.
Man or
Yeah, I
some
didn't hear that
crazy
shit.
shit.
I believe it.
Like, I don't want to be Puffy or P. Diddy anymore. He
When
wants
you got
to be,
money, you can do shit
He
like
wants to
that.
be called, I forgot what the fuck his name is.
Shine Pops.
I wouldn't know if you guys share the same beliefs, so
What's that?
I'll form in a question. I feel like the name in hip hop that you chooses you, the power word starts to define you a little bit,
Right.
and it can stick you into.
Yeah, like confine you to your box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe that shit. Just like that name, Depp. How deep is that?
Deep, man. No, that's universal.
What's the bottom of the depth? Where does the depth end?
It does.
How deep? How deep is that?
It always gets deeper, baby.
All right, I like that.
Can't get too deep, man.
Sell that shit to the bitches.
There's always more.
Sell that to the bitches. I ain't buying it.
Your life needs depth.
I ain't buying it.
Your life needs depth. There's always more.
Where did Beasley come from?
Beasley came from a couple childhood friends. I don't know why Beasley. It just.
So it kind of chose you.
Yeah. I didn't like it at first.
So they probably start calling you B, then it's like Beezy.
Beasley.
Then
Beasley.
turn to Beasley.
Yeah. Now it's just Beasley B. Thank you, Facebook, for switching my account, man. Trying to lock me up. Never go with your government name on Facebook. That's a B tip. Let's go.
Yeah, they made me. I had to.
No, you didn't have to.
No, I had
You
to.
just wanted to keep your friends. You were
Oh,
scared.
yeah.
You were scared to regroup. That's all. Let's go. Did you give me your ID?
I did, actually.
You sent your ID to
They
Facebook?
made me give me 3 forms of ID, actually.
You niggas are crazy.
I was like, man, what the
Never.
fuck?
Yeah, never.
All that for some likes, man.
Right. Yeah, we did it all for the likes.
All
Y'all
for the
better
likes,
like
man.
every fucking post.
I didn't want to
That nigga
fucking
changed.
start over again.
He gave Mark Zuckerberg his social security number just for the likes. And that's what it is.
Plus, I don't trust people to start over again. I'd be hesitant. I'm like, man, what the fuck you do, man?
Yeah.
Who sent you? Why you got to start your page over again, man? You about to call the police on you, Georgia. You still got your name on your shit. You still got an alias. You got to go by the
I
gov.
love black people.
And you got to go make them get a gov, man.
Right.
I'm about
What
to
the
start
fuck
dropping
is
dime
that?
on niggas, man.
You been to Facebook jail before?
Nah.
You heard of Facebook jail?
Nah.
The motherfuckers get locked out of their Facebook. We're talking shit. People report them and shit like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never experienced it, but I hear a lot of people.
You know what's funny?
Come back.
The first time I got locked out of my pages, you know them dudes that used to troll my page all the time.
Which
the
one? I
niggas
want to
in
say you got a
Spain.
bunch of motherfuckers.
Niggas in Spain, dude.
Oh yeah, I like it.
So that cat, he was, he like, man, he's trying to convince me to be a troll with him. Like, man, you go to this page, man. This is where they be posting all this crazy shit.
Right.
So I go to one of the groups, dude. And it's like all racist shit. Like all like racist like memes and jokes. Like this shit ain't funny. Like some of it is funny, but most of it's just like offensive and shit.
Right.
And like I'm not even that easily offended and shit.
Right.
So
Right.
I was like, some of the shit is not even funny, just stupid. So I started going back at them and shit, and they reported me for posting white people be like pictures and shit.
Right.
They had all this, but they had like motherfuckers hanging and shit, like outrageous shit on there, and I just posted like 3-4 memes. I was in the group for like an hour, like 3-4 memes.
Yeah,
they kicked me out and deleted and reported me.
Stay
And
with the tone.
and my shit got I got for 3 weeks I was out of my page.
Yeah.
I was like, how the fuck I get reported in a racist group for
saying,
talking shit back?
Yeah, did they tell you when you're coming back? Like you got
say you had 3 weeks. And they had like a countdown and shit.
Yeah, who judges that shit?
Like I could go on my page, but you can't do anything. You could go
Right.
on your shit and like look at your wall, but you can't like or say anything or anything like that.
Facebook
Can't post
jail.
anything.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could pay to like get out to get your account back.
I don't think
like,
so.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you could pay to
Right.
boost. Yeah, $5, you're right back instantly.
Get back in there. With
Yeah,
the
instantly
little
you're
feet.
back. You want back in your account right now? $4.99 plus tax.
They be fucking kicking people out left to right if that was the case.
I know. No, that's what they doing right now.
Then I had like a little 3-day suspension.
3-day
and shit on
suspension. That's still bullshit.
For I don't even know. I think I posted like fucking like a semi-nude picture or something one time.
Right. But somebody has to report your shit.
Yeah, somebody has to report.
That's some bitch ass shit.
Yeah.
And you can report anonymous.
Jealous hater. Yeah,
I'll,
it's
I'll
definitely
report people too. It's anonymous.
It's definitely anonymous, but they show you where you got. They'll show you like, oh, this picture or this statement got you reported.
Well, you shouldn't be posting offensive shit, man.
But it wasn't, man. It was like like a fucking third world. It's like third. You know how like National Geographics and shit, how they have the like.
What, some titties hanging out?
Yeah, indigenous people naked and shit. Yeah, it was like a picture like that.
Oh yeah.
Like same shit
That's
you can
some
see in National Geographic. The only like legit nudity you could see. I posted a picture like that and somebody reported it. I'm like, man, this you can see this. This the only nudity you can see for free.
Got you on some African titties. Don't report it.
Used to look at National Geographic for naked ladies back in school. Them indigenous titties.
No, I looked at naked ladies for naked ladies back in school. Let's go.
You neither is that.
Young
You never checked out National Geographic just for the nudity.
Nah.
Not everybody was
Man,
fucking
y'all ain't
sick
about
like
that
you,
life,
man.
man. Y'all ain't about that.
Not everybody was molested,
Y'all ain't about
man.
that pervert
Deb-
life.
I don't know if you caught that. Deb was molested, man. We uncovered that shit
Y'all ain't
about
about that pervert life.
about a month ago. On the episode, we were just talking about relations, and he revealed that he had been molested. So we gotta take it easy.
By a woman.
Section. That shit is serious.
Are we
It
being
is
serious?
Yeah. I'm being
We're
serious.
joking, but we are
He
being
thinks it's a joke. Yeah, I
serious.
told him he's been molested. He don't believe me, but
Almost.
Yeah,
I
he's
like
trying
it.
to- how you doing?
I
You know
almost
you-
enjoyed it. So
get rid of the memories and you just erase it out of your head?
I was just getting it in at a young age, man.
All right, you could call it that. I say you were raped and sexually abused at a young age by a sick woman. You should be ashamed of yourself, lady. Hit me up.
Do it again. Now I'm grown. Now I'm too old.
One time. Revisit that old dick.
Nah, that's nasty, man.
Yeah, it is.
That was nasty. We've gone too far.
All right, sorry, ladies
All right,
and mothers.
we'll just bring it back. Boom.
And we back. Big Zach's in the fucking building, man. What does hip hop mean to you? Obviously, you're a hip hop artist, or do you do anything else besides hip hop?
I've been writing. Writing.
And you're author. I'm sorry, and an author, certified.
The new series, I call it superhero hip hop psychedelic science fiction. So it's all
Superhero.
tied together.
Say it again. Superhero hip hop
Hip hop
psychedelic.
superhero psychedelic science fiction.
Damn.
And that's a children's book.
Yep.
All right, is it serious? A
No,
children's book?
Not really children's book.
I was about to say, damn, dude, that's pretty dope. No, that's dope. That's dope. Fuck that. Somebody needs to write some shit. Grown cats will read it anyway.
What is this book? How many books you got?
I've got I've printed and self-released 4 right now, but there's 2 in the series,
Right.
and just trying to expand with my writing. A couple of the non-hip hop superhero psychedelic science fiction books are no longer in print. I'm rewriting them, and they'll be back out within 2018.
Nice.
But just trying to expand my mind and try to give the readers an original experience
Right.
as possible.
Right.
And if I know that was didn't sound like an answer, but that's probably what hip hop means to me right now.
Right,
It's
right.
all encoded within the
Within the science fictions
Mm-hmm.
and the novels. This man writes novels about hip hop.
So I've been actually thinking about writing a book myself. So with that, do you take your ideas in like collections, and do you go to like a publisher or like a what do they call it, or somebody like literally rewrite your shit for you? Kind
I've been self-publishing just like we always put out music independently. At first, I didn't know what I was doing. I probably released my first book with a 6th grade understanding of English.
Right.
And I had a couple friends read through it and try to find the misspelled words. That's as much as I knew about editing. But now, 4 or 5 books.
Editor, that's all I was looking for.
Like I have a greater understanding of the process that needs to be done now.
Right.
I would like to think I've been advancing so much in the art form. I believe I have.
Right.
That like the people who've been going over my last book compared to my first book were like, this is way easier, Zach. I'm starting to have all types of my own opinions about English and how things should be formatted. Like,
Right.
Grammatically.
the word light, like light that comes from the sun or these bulbs, L-I-G-H-T.
Right.
It's such an important word that it shouldn't share its definition with 2 other words. Like, so in my books I've been writing light like the weight, just L-I-T-E,
Right.
and light like you're going to spark a flame, L-Y-T-E.
Right.
And so people might see that and they might think, oh, Zach misspelled something
Right.
here, but that I'm actually doing it on purpose because I don't feel like light should share a spelling with 2 definitions.
Light. If I see L-Y-T-E as light, I'm thinking like blaze it up.
I'm
Light.
thinking MC Light.
I'm thinking blaze it up.
L-Y-T-E.
L-Y-T-E. I'm thinking blaze though.
L-Y-T-E?
Like give me a light. Yeah.
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 I don't know.
Light.
I haven't looked at it like that.
Light. Or like nigga, this is light work. Same shit. That's interesting. That's very interesting. When I gotta get a copy of that fucking book, man. You sold out the first book?
Yeah.
Is your first book still available physically anywhere? Or do we gotta go online to get it?
Man, it's people are selling them online, and they're actually going for a lot more online than I
Right.
was getting for them. But
Right.
I'm gonna have a new advanced version, written a lot better, way better vision of what I was
Right.
trying to
Same
write.
book, just updated a little bit.
Yeah, updated.
Nice.
immensely. We can
Remixing books.
I can have a chapter, or at least a short section about what you guys are doing now. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Amazing. On this
Oh,
piece
so
of
you just
cues.
revising it.
Revised
updating it.
and remixed
Yeah.
on books. It's the remix of a book. It's revised.
Then you could put in a statement about the last time you were here. So he was here. So this is a repeat show. We've done the show before.
I missed the one.
Beasley called in one day, and then we did the show with just Zach and I, and George chimed in, and something was wrong with one of the mics. Like when the shit kept cracking, so we never released it.
Conspiracy.
So this is that's why I said he's back for the
comeback.
first time.
This is the comeback.
And last time he was here, I told the story about our interactions of the first 1 and 2 times that we met. Yeah, the pasta bar and.
I could retell it. Let me retell it.
Let's hear.
Was it the first time y'all met?
Well,
he said,
our interaction.
Okay. He said he had gone to the Headspin Sundays, the hip hop nights that we used to have at Bon Appetit.
Yep.
And he said he saw me perform with the group Cancer.
Yep.
And then he said the next time he saw me was a few years later when he had printed up his a CD. Actually, it wasn't his CD. It was your man's CD.
My man, Mr. Laws.
But he was out for
Chavez, yeah.
And he said he came to the Loring Pasta Bar, and they first get there, and the first person they're gonna hustle a CD to, they see me standing there, and he's like, "Oh, that dude's a rapper. He'll buy the CD." He approached me, gave me a sales pitch, and he said I didn't have any money, I couldn't buy it.
Right.
He was like, "Fuck that dude."
Keeping it trill. Keeping it trill. First impression's a motherfucker, man. So you didn't want to buy the CD, so you said fuck him?
Well,
that, and he told me that he can't buy it because he raps too.
Well, to give my defense.
You know how we go.
To give my defense, and I'll say, I've been around long enough that I remember the first cats who I feel were out here hustling CDs in the cities.
Right.
There was a rapper named, he went to Roosevelt. I went to South. He went to Roosevelt. His name was Ricochet, and he's associated with like Upset the Locksmith.
Yep.
He was
Upset Smith?
He was out there hustling hella hard for what I remember. Extreme. Not Extreme hustling, but Extreme had put together a compilation called Smooth Composition, like 90-something. And Carnage, that was the first thing Carnage
Shout out
was
Disputing Carnage.
Carnage was out there hustling like no one I'd ever seen. And then the Interlock kids were out there hustling.
Right.
And then about the Loring Pasta Bar era is when, burnt CDs came around and everybody was out there hustling. So when Depps approached me to buy a CD, he was probably the 10th person who had given me the CD.
That day?
Yeah, that night.
Oh my God, somebody must have just dropped the CD burner that day or some shit, yeah. And they must have just came out for hella cheaper. So I remember that shit. That's when everybody had bootleg CDs. Mm-hmm. Everybody was burning their own shit, writing on them and selling them for $5. How much was it selling the CD for?
5 or 10, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's a long night, man. You got 10 motherfuckers approaching for CDs at $5 a piece. It's out of my budget. You're fucking with my drinking money. So I probably would have told you no too.
See, but that was also my introduction into Twin Cities hip hop. That's why.
Well,
that's
we covered that too, though. Why don't you just give them the CD?
But no, this is what I say. This is before that time. Back then,
okay.
Like if you didn't buy or like even like make it a tip, like I got $2 or something.
Right.
I used to take that shit personal back then.
Yeah, I still do.
That was before I knew the hustle. Like just how your man Dub James said, like dollar CDs and shit.
Yeah.
I did not want to hear that back then.
The dollar CDs.
I did not want to hear that. I was like, man, I put this motherfucking blood, sweat, and tears in this shit right here, man.
But not selling a song for 10 cents.
Yeah, that was my introduction to the Twin Cities hip hop scene in 2 different ways.
Right. Yeah. If you wrote a book about your adventures through the Twin Cities hip hop scene, the first opening page was like, had the CD, you went to the pasta bar, you saw me standing out there, you went out, tried to hustle, I wouldn't take it, you were like, fuck Big Zach. I would love that.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Just instant fucking instant diss right there.
Yeah. But it was like, it was a full circle moment too, because prior to that pasta bar moment, or the pasta bar moment, the first time I went to a live show was him as well.
All right.
And that's what I said. So the pasta bar moment, I reflected back to the first time at Bon Appetit.
Right.
Like, oh, that's my man that was on stage.
I never went to the Bon Appetit shit.
Man, my man put me onto that shit, bro. He used to see back then, like we was all into the hood shit, like everything that I knew about rap was from like my immediate people. Right. And none of us was throwing shows and shit. Like we rapped at ciphers and
right.
Like we never had like a real platform like on the stage to really do it. You know what I mean? It was all through like hood shit, house parties and shit like that. So when I went to a show and saw some people actually on stage doing it, that enlightened me to some whole other shit. And they was on the other side of the field. Like I said, we was all hood shit, like not gang banging, but like hustling and shit. And then to see like some hip hop shit, I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like I'm like, so that shit kind of blew my mind a little bit. I was like, these motherfuckers. The show was Cancer and at the time he's Beyond.
Musa,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Shout out,
and he blew my mind for something. Man, I was sitting there like, man, this dude. I was like, man, he's from here. Like, I can't he's from here.
I think I had that kind of experience too. My first couple like hip hop shows actually like here, and like doing hip hop, but not like performing live. So yeah, when I seen the first couple live shows, and I think I might have seen you guys too down at the Hole. It was like the first show I was a part of. And yeah, man, that shit was mind blowing. Like Cass was way more advanced than I thought it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like damn, Cass is doing shows and rapping.
Hell yeah.
Shit was dope. Minnesota shit though, man. Well, it's everywhere, but I think Minnesota has a little bit more soul to the underground. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop community. Shit's a lot. It's inspirational. It's inspirational. That shit is dope.
Have you ever had that interaction of like selling your CD? Has there ever been like some like you approach somebody and they kind of disappointed you a little bit? Like we're like you might have looked up to them or you seen them.
Not really, like, not really. Because at the end of the day, I was always willing to give my shit away, even if I paid for it to print it out. Like if I wanted you to hear it that bad, that would sell pitch you first, but you were walking away with it no matter what. I don't give a fuck. Sales pitch might have went from $5 to $1 to fucking take it. You owe me.
Yeah, I
you
guess.
See,
that's what I'm saying. Instead of I learned that later. That first interaction,
right,
I didn't learn that yet. I was like, well,
I just didn't like motherfuckers walking away.
Later in the game, I learned that to like
nobody walks away.
Even to build a relationship, even like if you don't even like, man, let's work. You know what I mean?
He just walked away. Walking away.
Yeah, exactly. He just did us like the CD. Just walked away on the motherfucker. Have you ever had to tell somebody their music is whack? Like where they just kept pressing the issue. You just like, man, you shit's.
Man, I try or attempt to like
find the good in everything.
Well, I also get caught up in like, is there good or bad music? Is it just a public opinion?
Yeah, true.
The only music that I find to be bad is when people are trying to imitate
somebody else.
Yeah. Though sometimes it can be done well, and in some ways, I don't know. Like I go back and forth in circles in my head. Like, is there good or bad art? No, I think it's just people if you're just honestly expressing yourself. See, with hip hop, it's so competitive, and also like when you're putting your stuff out there, it's whether you're being honest with yourself, you're in comparison to the other rap the listener has listened to. So if you're not on the level of them, then it sounds bad. You know?
Right. But I think it's an individual thing. So just like you said, there's good music and bad music, but depending on who's listening to it, the shit you might think is bad, somebody's thinking it's the best shit. So it's all a personal opinion at the end of the day, or a majority. You know what I mean?
So have you ever had to tell somebody directly that their shit was kind of lackluster or whack?
No, I've always wanted to, but never really that harsh.
You never told nobody up front?
Not up front, like, that shit was ass.
What about you, G?
Behind their backs, yeah.
I would feel G.
All the time. Up front, like, hey, listen to this. It's ass.
Or outside the store?
A little bit of both.
Fucking hardcore. Big Zach, you ever had to tell anybody?
No, you just missed it. You're in the bathroom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Unikis, right?
Yeah.
He's been my partner for years.
Yep.
All of his stuff is honest and expressive from himself.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like I want to, because I know what Unikis is capable of, right? So sometimes I'm trying to get him to be like, nah, bust that stuff you were doing, do that stuff.
Right.
But then sometimes I feel like, is that right or wrong that I'm trying to manipulate?
Make him into something,
like,
yeah.
That I want him to sound like. Right. But I swear he sounds so dope when I do that.
Right.
And he does it to me too.
Right.
Right. So I don't know if that answers the question. But
yeah, I mean,
no,
you gotta push. I mean, artistically, I think you gotta push your shit. Yeah.
That puts us to another question as well. Is
you just hang around with James?
Oh no. Were you So yeah, being in a group, man, that's another subject that we touch on from time to time here. Is you've been in a few groups, so how does that just talk about that experience, man? 'Cause I've been in a group and that shit was hard and didn't last. So how do you maintain it and make it last so good, bro?
Thanks, Jay.
Man, I was in this group, Traditional Methods. We were around for a few years.
I remember that shit.
So we had Sarah White.
Yep.
It was like the High Respects band, me, Sarah White. Sarah White seems very naturally talented in incredible ways. So we're helping her as she writes her first structured raps, and it are just sounding great. Her first recordings are sounding great. My guy Shiz, he was the third rapper, and like me and Sarah really believed in Shiz, but he recorded for his first time, like his second time ever in the studio was the shit that we printed on a 12-inch.
Right.
And people were in our ears criticizing him. You know what I'm saying? And me and Sarah talk about this all the time. Like, we should have just been like, fuck you guys. We like Shiz. Shiz is in our group. Like, why are we letting outside forces tell us what's whack when we didn't think we wouldn't be in a group with them if we didn't think it was. Man, and I just feel like you know, like 2 years later, Shiz's recording capabilities were much more advanced. Right. And if we could have had a time machine to bring that
the much mature, mature Shiz with the skill, the more skilled Shiz. Yeah. Back to the first joint.
That man, I don't know if that answered your question either, Deb, but that was my reply to what you were saying about me.
No, that's yeah. I wish shit. I don't know. Back some of my earlier shit wasn't as good as, you know what I mean. Some of my more seasoned shit, but the earlier shit is still. I still like the earlier shit too. You know what I'm saying? The shit that makes you. But I know what you're saying about that shit. But as far as being in the group, yeah, I don't know if I. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to push each other to the limits. But yeah, outside opinion could kind of fuck up the chemistry and shit. You know what I mean? You take opinions for what they're worth, but how much do you take before you want to, you know what I'm saying, restructure shit?
And I think back then, me and Sarah were being affected by opinion more than we should have been.
Right, you know? right. Just as far as the other outsider's opinion. How about that? Outside opinion. Fuck your outside opinions, but we'll listen to them. That's pretty much it.
Constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism when it goes wrong.
But it's mostly criticism.
Right. Criticism, period. Yeah, I'm not really, I don't take it bad. I'm like, everybody's like, oh, just give me your honest opinion. And, you know, motherfuckers get upset. But yeah, I've never really been upset by honest criticism. But I've never really had bad honest criticism. So, never had that. Yo, man, that shit's ass. Turn it off. That's you? Turn it off. Ass. Yeah, I never had that experience.
But you wanted to, though. You just never done it.
No, I'm saying to me, to my shit, I've never had that. Have I wanted to? Yeah, I've wanted to say it to other people, but I'm not that harsh.
Man, when I was younger and maybe less mature with my own ego at times. Right. Dylan Parker, who produces Pop.
Right. Dylan was on the show. Shout out to Dylan.
I feel like me and him, when we were making music together, we were clashing.
Oh yeah, he. I think we touched on that actually when he was on the show.
He was trying to like. And I say this in the most respectful way. Right. He was trying to make me prof before prof existed. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And we're trying.
Say some funny shit.
Yeah. Right. And we're. And I wasn't in the. You know, I was tied up in my own ego. Right. To get a little older, I like to think I'm matured in different ways. Right. I've been working with Mike the Martyr now. Right. I get in groups with Mike. Well, I just do whatever Mike wants me to do.
Why wasn't you doing whatever Dylan wanted you to do?
Probably caught up in my own ego. Well, but I mean, see, that's not.
Could you have been the first prof? I think we might be talking to the first. If you would have changed it up and did some, you know, some excellent, how do you say that shit with the accentuated raps? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I have the talent that Prof has when it comes to singing and that type of ability. So I was like, me and Dylan had real conversations where he was like, I want to make music that's not about anything. Right. And Dylan had a good explanation. He was like, we're at war, you know what I'm saying? There's a recession, there's bad things. Me and Prof Stophouse want to make music that's not about anything. Right. And I was like, I can't do that.
I'm trying to make music that's about something.
Yeah.
Right.
But more getting to the of being produced. Like when you get in a group and you're making music with somebody, I hope I'm answering the question. I think it's
no, you good. I'm following.
But I get in these good grooves with Mike now, where he'll just make music and when I say I'm doing whatever he tells me, I don't. He's not like rap about
right. Or rap like this, but
but he's like I just follow his lead, maybe. And it's a real beautiful process, I feel.
Right. I feel like that's the response. We touched on that just as far as producers and just a couple of shows back, just talking about back in the days you go to a studio.
No, we talked about it yesterday off the air. I mean, last week off the air.
Yeah, we're talking about how just when you go to a studio and different studio experiences, some engineers or producers might not say shit to you during your session, but all right, cool, do this and this. Some of them might get on your ass and give you the ditty like, nah, fuck that, stop, redo this and this. But it's more out of caring for their craft. And so I appreciate the engineer, the producer that'll be like, yo, no, redo that, retake, or do it like this, because they're actually producing. You know what I mean? So as far as Martyr, well, I'm sure Dylan's a great producer too, but I feel like Martyr was just more, you guys connected at the right time. So therefore you're more open to be like, yo, I'll do whatever the fuck you need me to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a mature thing too, though. That's good. That's what's up.
Chemistry and time.
Yeah, chemistry has to be good. Chemistry. You don't want to be in room with a producer, you want to whoop his ass. It's not gonna be good.
Are you and Dylan cool now? Because he thought that you might like have hard feelings towards like the whole way Interlock.
Yeah. We asked him if there was any salty Interlock members or anybody that felt like they should have been part of Stop House. You know, just off the, you know what I mean, and you know shit like that. Any hard feelings?
If we're gonna keep it honest, we're keeping honest.
Yes.
Me and Dylan aren't on talking terms right now.
Okay.
But I'm not sure exactly how the conversation went with you guys and Dylan, but what I would assume is Dylan might be in the right over the conversation you guys are talking about.
Right.
And we're keeping mutual friends.
Yeah.
He wanted to work with me.
Right.
But I was connected with Interlock, and I
Right.
wasn't ready to let all my friends go.
Right. To step away to mess with just right.
So then Dylan kind of inherited Interlock. He inherits like 20 rappers that are all going in 20 different directions. And cats were just in their own illicit.
Right. Who the fuck is Illicit?
Illicit is...
Shout out to Dub J.
Beasley.
We were trying to answer that last week.
Illicit, this is my perception of Illicit when we're young. I felt like he had beautiful energy performing on stage. He was so great energy. He was great doing backup vocals and everything.
Right.
He was down to go to open mics and to do shows and to hand out flyers and do... But he wasn't in a good rhythm of making songs in the studio yet.
Right.
Like he was coming up with one song every 6 to 12 months.
Right.
So, and then we had another cat, Noah B, from Twist and Linguistics.
Yep.
Man, he was making beautiful music. He was like advanced, and he was doing a lot of work with Dylan in the studio, making a lot of good music, and I thought he was getting better and better. But we brought him on the road one time, and we did just like 3 out-of-town shows through North Dakota. We opened for POS or something like that.
Right.
And at the end of 3 days, he was like exhausted, like he wanted to go home.
Right.
And like people just had different talents and different...
Right.
And
everybody wasn't ready for the rap shit.
And Dylan was looking for someone who was ready to work as hard as Prof.
Right.
And make songs as fast as Prof and do shows. You
Right.
feel what I'm...
Right.
Like the answer? And I feel like... And he also found St. Paul Slim, came out that and... or they worked with St. Paul Slim. And I think some of the other cats started to see Slim and Prof get results from the work that them and Dylan were putting in.
Right.
And if they got any feelings over it, it's just the energy you put in is coming back. You know?
So is it their own faults that they wasn't working hard enough when the opportunity was there?
And this is something that if we're openly talking about people I love, but I feel like we're all mature enough to talk about.
Yeah, we should be.
Like 4 years later, I feel like Illicit gets in a groove where he starts making music. When he's putting out those Who's Ill mixtapes.
Yep.
And I feel like maybe if he caught any feelings towards them, because people didn't want to help him, but people had so much energy to help him.
Right.
4
Back
years
then.
ago, just time but everyone's an artist, so their inspiration comes at different times.
Right.
And, you know.
Right.
And you know, I'm starting to meet. I've been around so long. I'm meeting people that are around in their 40s, and they're making their best music then.
Right.
And maybe it's a little. Maybe I don't want to use the word too late because anything can happen.
Right.
But maybe they can't flash back to when they were 20 and they could do
Right, and had that flow, baby. The wave was there. You just didn't have your surfboard ready.
Yeah.
Now you got your surfboard and the waves are low, baby. It's not wavy season.
Does that reply to whatever Dylan might have talked
Yeah.
about?
Kind of so, yeah. He said,
we was trying to pull out the bullshit. I wanted him to
No,
tell me.
he
I wanted him to
basically-
tell me
he
who
kind
was
of said
pissed
the
off.
same thing you said, like where, like he offered you the opportunity first, and you didn't want to leave. Like you felt like you was gonna leave, like all your homies behind if you did that or whatever. You was
Right.
gonna leave everybody else in the fucking situation. Which brings me to the Did you see the Ric Flair documentary this past week?
No.
Where he kind of said this. That's what that made me think of it. The 30 for 30 Ric Flair.
No.
Where he was saying so they always compare, you know, he was the star in the NWA, so they always compared him.
Four Horsemen.
Yeah. So they always compared him forever. Him and Hulk Hogan were forever compared to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Hulk Hogan was the biggest. So the WWF back then, which it was, where Hulk Hogan was the superstar, their main objective was marketing to kids and families.
Mm-hmm.
The NWA, where Ric Flair was the man, is like they were men. Like their events was men. They had women, and you know he talked about fucking hoes all the time. He said he's fucked 10,000 women, which was up for question.
Ric Flair? I know.
So he said that they offered him contracts 3 times to go to the WWF, and the 2 times that he denied it, he felt like if he would have left NWA, he would have like fucked it up for everybody because he was the biggest draw. So he's like these are my friends.
Right,
We're all
right.
eating together. They're all kind of piggybacking off of my success. Like if I go to WWF, there's gonna be a whole bunch of people that aren't gonna survive.
Right.
So I was like, that's some real ass shit. Like he put his own.
He's a martyr right there.
Yeah, he put his own. Well, not to say he had a bad career.
Right.
It's just the fact that he could have been bigger than Hulk Hogan. You know, that's always been a comparison with those two. Hulk Hogan even said that Ric Flair is a better wrestler, where he learned from Rick. So it was just kind of interesting his whole demeanor to stay with the league.
Right.
Man, I was into
Sacrifice.
wrestling as a kid. I haven't
Me too.
followed it for years. But
Me neither.
in the Hulk Hogan WWF era, I was a little kid, so I did probably like it better. But when I think about it, NWA did have the better storylines.
they
They
did.
had the better. It was like
Yeah,
more.
Shit was
adult.
more
Yeah,
serious.
it was more
that
raw.
shit was serious.
And they were even doing things like, you know, we were still conflicting with Russia at times. I guess
Yeah.
maybe still are, but they had the superpowers. It was a tag team.
Yep.
Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream,
Dream,
and
yeah.
the Russian dude was the,
Nikolai Volkov.
he was the Russian Nightmare, but
Yeah.
they were like the good guys, and I thought that was dope even at the time that they had the Russian dude being the
Yeah.
good guy. But their bad guys like Ric Flair
Ric
and
Flair,
the Four
man.
Horsemen, they were hella popular too.
Yeah.
Where in the I'm going on a rant here.
No.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Yeah, but it was like Hulk Hogan was like in his league, he was like the star good guy.
Yeah.
But Ric Flair was the star bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. There was always that contrast in
Yeah.
the two. Like, there's forever compared or whatever.
Right.
Dude, it's a good ass show, man. You should watch it and to even see like how like Ric Flair is the ultimate sacrifice for wrestling, man. Like he sacrificed his body, life for the betterment of wrestling itself. Like I said, he turned down $millions contract so people that he know and grew up with to still fucking eat. Where he could have took the money, he could have got the bag, like they say. And
Shout
ran
out to
with
Ric
it.
Flair. Fucking
And like I said, he probably would have been a bigger household name in worldly acting Hulk Hogan at the time.
Yeah.
You know, Hulk Hogan stole his whole style from Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
Ah,
he did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jesse,
Yeah,
he
he
stole his whole and Adrian Adonis. Remember Adrian Adonis back then?
Yeah, Hulk Hogan was the shit.
So pretty much Hulk Hogan combined. Hulk Hogan started out as a bad guy in AWA. He had the black beard, and then then he went to WWE. See, he was in AWA with Adrian Adonis and Jesse.
I remember them. Yeah,
and when he went to WWF,
they were
he kind of took their
Minnesota-based,
That's when Minnesota was running all the wrestling shit.
And then when he went to WWF, he kind of took the persona of those two and combined them and came up with the Hulk Hogan that we know and fucking blew up after that.
The real American
That's
brother.
why Jesse Ventura still talks shit. I
Yeah, he
think
does.
Jesse Ventura
took all
probably
that
still
shit
bitter
from
about
Jesse
this.
Ventura, all that fucking you know what I mean. He stole all that shit from Jesse
Now is that
Ventura.
because
The
Jesse
body.
got an injury, so his career was over? So
Yeah,
did
shit
Hulk
was-
Hogan think I could take that persona?
Could be, or and then back then in the AWA, Adrian Adonis and Jesse probably were the biggest attractions back then, like the Iron Sheik and the Ganyas and shit like that. So they were. So yeah, I said he probably just took it. Ric Flair got his whole persona from another guy. That was they called him the Nature Boy before. He took his whole persona wearing the robes and everything. So like all that shit is like it's crazy. I was all connected. Like he just took the next guy's shit and ran with it.
Vitus.
Hey, to make a real good comparison, I've seen documentaries about like underground wrestling, like not one of the big ones like WWF, NWA, or WCW or whatever they are now, but the ones that are, you know, wrestling in basements of churches and like little towns.
Yeah.
And that seemed a lot like underground rap to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the way the come up, baby. It's the same hustle.
And even the cats who might not be famous or household names have had a pretty fun life, like rolling around.
Still traveling.
Yeah.
Right. Still making money though, but making money off their living. Wrestling. Rapper wrestling.
Yo, have you guys seen that? The movie, is it The Wrestler? Where it's
Yeah.
old, okay.
With
Who the fuck was in that? I forgot the dude's name.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, Mickey Rourke.
Actually, an older hip hop artist told me to keep this one scene out. He said you can relate to it. You know the scene where he goes to the bar and the girl's like, "Hey, what's his name? My brother used to have you on the wall." And
Yeah.
And then he goes and sleeps with her. And shit. I feel like I related to that scene before. Some girl somewhere being like, "Oh, my old brother used to listen to Cancer or something. He was drunk enough to let you splash." And I was just like, "All right."
It worked. Got it off the Cancer name, baby. It wasn't in vain. It wasn't in vain. Fuck that.
And then he wakes up all fucking.
Right. Yeah, that motherfucker was fucked up and old again. Soared up. Yeah, he was sore as shit. Yeah, The Wrestler was a pretty fucking good movie. That was a good movie. Somebody should do a hip hop movie like that. The Rapper. It's about a rap. You know what I'm saying? A rapper that was kind of big, and then I had to do like Scion shows and shit like that, and
Scion shows were big. What
the Scion shows were big, but
that shit was popping.
Yeah, it was popping, I guess.
They got paid. You got in for free.
Yeah, I did get it for free. So
they never had no whack Scion shows. I don't know
no,
why
they
you use that as
did.
an
But
example.
but I'm just saying the Scion shows were the rappers from our fucking era. You know what I'm saying?
And you're saying now they'd be like 40 something. And
Right,
like,
right,
they
exactly.
don't know how to do nothing but rap, and now
Right.
they're at a bar and some girls like, my brother used to listen
Right,
to you."
right.
Yeah.
So
See, but that's the
Same
thing too,
shit,
man. We
baby.
talked
Hood
about
rich.
this too. Why do we put an age on our rappers? Why can't there be a 40-year-old rapper that's still
Well, there are
relevant?
now.
Well, yeah, there is.
I would say off my head, Jay-Z, I feel like he's still advancing, and some of his new music I feel is great. There's an underground rapper from California named Mike and I, who I really think he's like might be in his 50s.
Is he that old?
I don't know, but his shit is pretty dope. Like he's still advancing.
he's 50. We gotta find the oldest.
Shit,
popular rap
Redman
shit.
might be about 50 years old.
It-
Too Short's up
Yeah,
there.
Red is like 46.
No, dude, he's older than that. I remember I listened to
Redman?
I listened to a podcast at least 4 years ago, and he said he's 45. So
Damn.
he's like right at 50.
Hey, would you two personally, who's the highest up there rapper that you guys are still listening to and still feeling?
As far as the oldest rappers,
I mean, as far as still relevant or like now, or
It don't even matter what's relevant if they're still cracking in the popularity, but you just personally listen to their stuff.
I could
and
say
you're feeling it.
E40, man. He's been around forever, and he's got to be like down there 50 by now too.
yeah.
Shit, he dropped the album in '89.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right. E40 in the click, baby. Yeah, I like 40. As far as rappers that I grew up listening to as a young, like a kid, that I can still fuck with now, that's rappers that still rap, yeah. I guess like E40, Jay-Z, shit like that. Yeah. That's about it. Who else is
Snoop
really
Dogg's
rapping like
garbage.
that?
Snoop Dogg's funny, but he's not
Yeah,
that
I
good.
like Snoop Dogg like as
He's
a
an entertainer,
comedian,
but he's
yeah,
not that
and an
great of a
entertainer.
rapper.
The joke was wild. Yeah, I don't fuck with
Too
Snoop.
Short's garbage now. I've been
Short?
listening. Too Short's still there,
I thought
and
he
every
was
time I
out.
hear Too Short's song, he just disappoints me with his verses.
Right.
Like he's I guess like it seems like he don't put no effort into it now.
Right. I feel like Juicy J is an old rapper now too.
Yeah, and he's still trying to be young. He's
Right,
the guy
he's
that's still trying to be young and
yeah,
shit.
like, but he's just now catching his
hanging
second,
out with
yeah,
Travis
second.
Scott and
Exactly.
them motherfuckers trying
Exactly,
to
yeah.
stay relevant.
Trying to stay with
Migos
the
and
young
shit.
bloods. Yeah. But yeah, I think
Big Daddy Kane. I just saw the Juice Crew are doing shows together. Big Daddy Kane brought out the Juice Crew.
Damn.
Craig G.
The Symphony.
Master Ace. I'm sure they have to, don't they? Coogee Rap. Excuse me. Yep, he got all of them. Shan.
MC Shan.
Yep, they've been doing shows together, man.
Damn.
That's kind of dope.
Now,
Need to get them bills paid.
I wouldn't. When you think of the goods and bads about having popularity and success at certain times, I wouldn't think it's the greatest reality to be trapped into, like you were popular once upon a time,
Right.
and you're trapped into performing those same
Right.
4 songs.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw something a couple years ago, and I'll explain to you guys, and you tell me your reflection of it. Me and Mike the Martyr were at Somerset, that big EDM electronic crazy festival out in Wisconsin, and there was an after party every night that was in the middle of the campgrounds, but you had to get special tickets for it. And I'm chilling, and it's a couple hours before the night's over, and Mike Martyr comes up to me. He's like, "Bro, after party, Tone Loc." I was like, "Seriously?" And we're like, "Let's go check it out."
He was at
You
the
know?
after party though.
Right.
That's fucked
we
up.
go to the after party, and Tone Loc comes on, and I might be one of the older people at the festival, or my age is the highest at the
Right.
festival, and I start to realize like I might be the only person out here
That really knows, yeah.
who Tone Loc is, and part of it I thought was beautiful that he's still up there doing his thing. But part of me inside was like, is it a possibility he's being booked for this and it's somewhat of a joke, but he might not be in on it? And I was like, this makes me feel weird, because he really only had the 2 songs,
Right. Wild Thing.
and Cole Medina,
Right.
and he did one at the beginning, one at the end,
Right.
and in the middle he did all like types of other stuff, and the crowd wasn't necessarily feeling it. I think he was real drunk. He like spilled beer on his pants. It was kind of funny.
Damn.
And it's like, but I'm like, sure, he got paid. That's not a bad reality. to get
Right.
paid,
They just
flown out
wanted like to bring an old ass rapper there.
But I'm like, is this a joke, or is he making the best of it? I couldn't really interpret it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I heard the same thing with Coolio when he was here. Like,
Eric Coolio's fucked up,
Yeah,
dude.
and he got drunk and shit on stage
Right.
and all that.
See, I went to last time I was at a Wolves game. They brought out the halftime show. The halftime show was fucking Young MC, and like the Tone Loc shit, I was fucking elated because I'm like, yo, Young MC.
Yeah.
But like then during the shit, I'm like, yeah, the same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the life of an ex rapper, not like he's done rapping, but like of a veteran rapper. Like, you know, you got a couple hit songs. Like, you
That's
know what
'cause
people want to see. They're
That's
gonna
'cause
book
we
you for
throw
one or
them
two
away,
songs.
man. We throw them away and we don't cherish our
There's just
legends, man.
halftime shows. He came out, you know, halftime is only like
They're just
15 minutes.
halftime shows.
He came out and did fucking one or two songs.
But you only had
People
one or
did
two
some
songs.
flips,
What's
and
you
that shit was
supposed to
over.
do?
Yeah.
What you supposed to do when you only got
What I'm
one?
saying,
It's
what do you
supposed
do?
to
You
pop.
just travel doing halftime shows, NBA shows?
How much you think you got paid though? It's still on check.
Shit, maybe fucking $3,000.
Shit, that's a week.
I take it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a week. He ain't got to do no hard labor like we
Right.
do.
I agree, and if I was one of them cats, I'd probably be doing it. But
Right.
at a point when you're not artistically evolving with the, like,
I'm saying, what if he wanted to do some new shit?
New
They're like,
shit.
no.
Yeah. This-
We want to
it's
hear
definitely-
Funky Cold Medina and Wild Thing.
It's definitely that's in the contract. I think.
Right,
The
right,
agreement.
right.
it is.
No new shit.
He probably don't got no new shit though.
What if he does?
Then that's on him. But,
It's like Snoop Dogg coming to
but
town.
see, that's
They want to hear Jimmy
but you know,
Juice
see,
and
that's
What's My
it
Name.
seems like you
Nobody
see,
wants to hear the new Snoop.
dude. It seems
song.
like hit songs are like your like that's your double-edged sword. Like
It is the double-edged sword.
like De La Soul don't like to do Me, Myself, and I.
That's what they
Like,
wanna hear.
Yeah.
That's
like,
what I want. If
We
I see
talked
De La Soul,
last
that's what I
time you were
wanna
here.
hear.
We talked about Most
That's what I
Def
want to hear.
and the Miss Fat Booty where he
What
doesn't
happened? Did
necessarily
you go to the last Most Def show?
Yeah, here I can give you this quick.
The recap.
Yeah.
The
It wasn't
recap.
better than the first Most
It was
Def show.
the
I
same
missed the
two
first
shows.
one.
We talked about
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But so on the flyer, he's scheduled to do all black on both sides.
All through.
And what I was guessing was that's because he changed his artist name.
Right. Yes.
And so they're trying to still promote it as
Without-
Most Def.
right,
Okay.
right.
So he comes first, just like it's like I feel like we're should be of the age now that if it's a Sunday night, Most Def shouldn't go on at 1 in the morning
No.
because people got to work. It should be an 8 o'clock show, and he should go on at 10:30 or
Right.
something. You know.
Right.
So it's like 1
You
in the
need to
morning.
be a promoter. Smart.
He goes on, and from jump he starts not doing black on both sides. So right away it throws the crowd in a little thing,
They go,
and then they start to fade out. It keeps going on. But I thought artistically, technically, he's rapping. He's getting all his words out. He's not rapping over his tracks or anything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like kind of appreciating it and shit. But I'm looking at all the elements of it. Tony Bones to the show. Tony's at the door. Tony told me that like people started coming threatening him that they want their money back because they're not getting what was on the flyer. So then by halfway through the show, he starts being like, okay, I was scheduled to do black on both sides, but like what does that mean? What are we doing here? A throwback listening party and everything? And I was like feeling where he was coming from, but also Tony Bones is my
Motherfucker,
friend.
we paid you to do
Yeah.
black on both sides.
And,
Yeah.
and then somebody yelled out from the crowd, do Miss Fat Booty.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck. He start bickering with the dude in the crowd. It was, I think, DJ Francisco. You know what I'm saying? So he's going back and forth.
Shout out Francisco.
And then Francisco yells, that's what everyone wants to hear. And I was like, man, I'm like, Francisco is kind of being rude, but he's probably speaking for the collective consciousness of this
Right.
room that's like have to. Okay, so I'm basically saying everything I'm saying is like, our rap over any other kind of musical art form, are you so trapped to doing these songs because the average, I feel, fan that comes to a rap show doesn't
Expected.
care about the artistic expression.
Right,
They
right.
don't even care if
They just wanna hear
tracks
their
are-
shit.
They just want to hear for the nostalgia
Right,
of it.
right.
Or the new hotness if you're like
Of the new shit,
like
the new single.
the Migos, I'm assuming couldn't do a show and not do Bitches Bad and Bougie right now.
No,
Like,
definitely not. Never again now.
You're
yeah.
gonna get the same
Yeah,
reaction.
You're gonna get the same.
You're gonna get the same reaction as the Francisco. Do bad and bougie.
That's funny because I went to the first Most Def show and I had this exact same experience where the artistic and authenticity of the show was dope, but he didn't do the hits, and then to the end, like to the crowds getting on Ruly and the Restless and shit.
Yeah, I don't
Then he
know,
did
man.
Mathematics and Miss Fat
Yeah.
Booty and shit, and like a Black Star little like collab, but
The only times I've never really felt like that because like when I went to see like nostalgic artists that I feel like I want to go see, like yeah, and personally I want to hear certain shit, just like at Soundset with the Lauryn Hill. I want to hear you do certain
shit's
shit,
garbage
but
to me.
at the end of the day, man, I'm just glad that they show the fuck up and that they're there performing. So I'll take whatever the fuck you give me.
This,
You know what I'm saying? It's like the Jay-Z concert shit. I wasn't going into it like, yo, Jay better do this or this. It's like, yo, whatever Jay does.
But everybody got that one song. Like, if he does this song,
I didn't have that one song. Well, yeah, I had, but it was all dope. I just took it all in.
Lauryn Hill was garbage at Soundset, though. That's what we were getting at.
To you?
To me, it was very garbage.
It's a personal opinion. I thought Lauryn Hill was dope. I appreciate Lauryn Hill for coming.
Off my head, Jay-Z. I'm guessing he's 45, pushing 50.
He's like 48.
He could come out and do, if you bought a ticket for a Jay-Z concert, he could come out and do almost, he has such a span, or like a Kanye West.
Right.
They're not trapped into doing.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The last time Jay-Z was here, it was the Magna Carta tour. It was right downtown.
But what would you say?
Jay did like 2 hours by himself.
I bet you Jay has to do Hard Knock Life though, because that's the song that broke him like to the
you know
masses.
What? Jay had so many hits. I didn't even know if
you
he
lose
did
track, but I bet you he had to do Hard Knock Life.
I don't know, but the shit was dope. It was dope.
I guess actually both of Kanye and Jay-Z, they just have so many hits they can pick and choose.
Right.
But they couldn't come up and do all new stuff. Probably not, huh? Probably.
No, they could. Like you said with the Most Def things, depending on how the show was sold.
Right.
If you're selling the fucking Black on Both Sides anniversary,
we need to see Black on Both Sides.
You got to see
but
that.
If it would have said Most Def or his new name,
right.
doing all new material, that would have been a whole different vibe.
Ticket sales might not even been as high as they were.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even go that night. It was a Sunday night.
I'm trying to think. I went to a show like that before. Somebody was supposed to do their whole album, and then they like kind of slid into that shit late. Oh no, I'm tripping. I'm thinking of Nas at Soundset.
That shit was
where
dope.
he was supposed to do Illmatic, but he didn't do just Illmatic songs though. He
did.
He did other
the whole
shit.
Album. No,
he didn't.
He did the whole album.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
He did not do the whole album, bro.
I don't know what you was.
He did.
You
He did
on
songs
that year. I don't even know.
He
what
did songs, and then he did a medley of Illmatic. He didn't do like the whole album.
That nigga did the whole album.
He just like did it. He did some hit songs, and then he did like a montage of Illmatic.
So that was the same year Cube was here, right?
I don't think they were the same year. I don't know though.
I think it was the same year. Nas came to Soundset. I think it was the same year. Ice Cube was here. 2 Chainz, Big Sean.
I don't think Ice Cube was the same year as him.
I think it was. I don't know, but I thought Nas did the whole shit all the way through.
Nas is another artist that could probably come on and do. He has such a wide variety of music.
Right.
He could kind of pick and choose. He's not trapped into doing anything.
But would you be disappointed
But I bet
if you went
he
to a
does I
Nas?
Rule the World though. At every show he does.
That's what I'm saying. Would you, if you went to a fucking Nas concert to see how If I Ruled the World and he didn't do it, would you be upset?
If it was if he didn't do I Rule the World.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
See,
get by.
yeah, that's different. Like with them, no, because he still got dope shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
that's the difference. So most Def don't got that much dope shit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's different for people that don't have the catalog.
That much dope
like
shit.
a
Exactly.
Tone Loc or Younger
yeah.
So where they
Tone
have
Loc,
to.
you got fucking 5 songs. You better do 2 of the 5. That's all I'm saying.
Man, this might give an answer to the question if you guys can translate this into the Nas and Jay-Z reality. I was a big fan for a minute of St. Paul Slim.
Right.
Back in the time when the Dinky Town was cracking.
Yep.
So you got no light show, you got no special effects, the sound system ain't that good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Got raw hip hop, baby.
And he beyond that, you know, sometimes you do short sets with the Dinky Town.
Right.
So he could do 3 songs, 4 songs.
Right.
I might not know the songs, but he was just so raw with it, and his pronunciation was perfect, and his mic control and everything was perfect. And boom, you get 15 to 20 minutes max of that, and it's like that's the illest display of MCing.
Right.
But with my attention span and just how much rap I've heard, I don't think any artist could get on stage as a rapper and go for like an hour of all new material that I've never heard before and me be entertained by it.
Right.
I think I could see Nas or Jay-Z or Kanye West get up and do 15 minutes of new stuff and be out, and I'd be like, oh, that's interesting.
Right.
But what about you guys?
I could say one local cat, Carnage. I could see do that.
Right. That's some shit you ain't never heard before.
Because he always does shit I never heard before.
Right.
Now
I could probably say that about Mojo.
Oh,
he kind of does.
And come up with some extravagant
He just
shit
does
I
like
probably
random
never heard.
verses.
Yeah, exactly. Shit I've never heard before in my life and be entertained. Probably Mojo.
So I think that's different. Like, because with them, if we're talking about on the local scale, that is different because we don't know all their material.
Right.
As it is, like for like
going in as a straight fucking fan of black, you know what I'm saying,
like,
black on both sides. I'm gonna be talking
exactly,
shit. Yeah, I'm talking shit to Most Def too. Fuck that. So,
I guess, man.
what did you think about the concert overall? Good or bad?
it was so many mixed feelings for so much.
For
energy.
you, how was your experience? Out of 10.
I was
1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
Man, my overall experience, I'd say, was negative. It was between 1 and 5.
Right.
Because I was feeling emotions of, like, Tony Bones is my friend, so him saying people are yelling at the door, that's making me feel a certain way. Trey, I'm, like, trying to find some artistic value in that dude Trey. It's
Right.
like, Zach, you're trying to find some artistic value. This shit's terrible right now.
Right.
Like, Francisco arguing with Mos Def from the stage.
Right.
Francisco's my friend, too, so that's making me feel some way. But artistically, I was trying to be open-minded to what was happening.
Right. Did you stay for the whole show?
Yeah, I believe I did.
Would you go to another show, Mos Def? If they brought Mos Def again, would you go?
Well, I seen him before, and I thought he was good at a different time, different era, different club.
Right.
So it depended on. I am a little bored with rap shows. Period.
Right.
That could just be age and experience. And
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it
Yeah,
depends on
my stamina's not the same at rap shows no more.
Nah.
Yeah. I'm in there for 10 minutes, I'm out. I come to see
Yeah.
2 things, I'm gone. Drink, guy.
I'm a little over being told to put my hands in the air.
Yeah, I'm not doing that either. I'm not fucking getting dressed up to go see anybody. I'm not doing a couple things I'm not doing, but I enjoy the hip hop venues.
No, I think the thing with hip hop shows, man, is the organization of that shit. Like,
That's
we're
true.
old
Start
and shit.
times,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're old now, man. So like, staying out to 2 ain't the same
That's
no
not
more,
the
man.
shit. That's why I say you need
Yeah.
to be a promoter. That
Yeah.
Sunday night shit. There's a Sunday show. That shit needs to be doors
Over at
8.
12:30.
Yeah.
Like, all
Last
go to
act
sleep.
goes on at 10:30. Shit's done by 12.
Man.
I can be home by 12:30.
The homie Jake Hynens,
Mm.
he did Sid from the Internet on Tuesday.
Okay.
I checked it out, and boom, doors at 8. She was on at 10. Over at like 11.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
I was
dope.
like Tuesday.
Yeah,
so,
see, yeah, that's
So I can
dope for the
respect
middle
that.
of
Yeah, I
the
can
week,
respect that.
especially.
I can make those shows. Ken C got a show coming up. I think it's like Monday or Tuesday, some shit like that. 14, but it's free. When he told me about it, I'm like, yo, if it's on a weekday, I'm not coming. He's like, yo, the shit's at 8 o'clock. It's free. It'll be over by like fucking 11. Perfect. I'll be there.
Remo Williams chimed in his first. He said that this ain't the real Big Zach a long time ago. He said
Zacharias.
this is a robot, and he wants to know who your top 5 MCs in the city are.
Oh, because he hit me with $15 to make him number 1.
Okay. He already
Fucking
put the plug in.
scumbag.
He wanted to mention. Did I tell my Remo story on there before? Since
No,
he's
I just
chiming
seen
in.
Remo. Remo's supposed to come on the show. We wait for him. We doing some shit with Marty too.
I like Remo, his storytelling and how he can paint a picture. I've always felt he was very advanced in that form. There's a word for it, and it's missing my tongue right now. But the way
His visions.
Yeah,
His visual. The way he visually paints pictures with
Yeah.
words. It's remarkable, Remo. You're remarkable.
He's a motherfucking, what's the dude?
You got your $15 worth.
He got his plug, man.
You got his plug, man.
I was going to tell my Remo story, but I'm going to save it if we get him on the show.
He's supposed to be coming down like next week. He's stalling me out. So we got Big Zach here.
My first impression story, so everybody.
First impressions of
my
what?
first encounter with people.
Of Ray?
Yeah.
Was it good or bad?
Nah, we'll talk about it.
No.
It was awkward. It was funny.
All right. Damn.
I feel like I should answer his question.
5 MCs.
That shit definitely changes.
Daily.
But right now it'd be Chan Short from the Crunchy Kids. Muja Messiah, Mike the Martyr, Remo Williams, and that was for free.
Right.
Man, I don't have a fifth one on my head. Those are the four local cats I've been listening to.
Nice.
Axel Foley.
Axel Foley.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Axel.
We even doing this? You doing it? Your 5 favorite MCs?
No, I ain't got no favorite MCs. I love all y'all bastards.
Good answer.
Nobody's
Top
my
5 for
favorite.
the city. Right now, we go through, like we said, my shit changes every week.
Every fucking minute it can change.
Right
I hear
now,
somebody
as
spit
of
something right
today-
now. Give me my top 5.
As of today, right now, I say, of course, Muja. I would say Taylor J, Mr. Mayhem.
What's up, cuz?
I always like Martyr. He always dropped those shit to me.
Marty do that.
Mike, I never heard no whack Martyr shit, so I'll put him in there.
I agree.
I haven't heard no. You dropped the mixtape, right? Today? Yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that. I just saw that before we came here, and man, anybody could be in the top 5. Man, you know what I'm saying? It's, like I said, it's
G's up
You
my
could
top
go to
5.
a show tonight. Carnage performed. Boom. Carnage in the
Yeah.
top 5.
It's who's fresh on my mind. It was saying like they've been putting out recent consistent music where I could say, yeah, them people
Yeah.
is doing their thing and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
And probably why Axel and Remo and
Because you've been working with them.
Yeah,
That's what's up. But if we went to my favorite, that's a whole nother story.
Who's your favorite, kid?
That shit varies too.
Oh, hear trees on the floor. Trees on the floor.
Tony Bones always been one of my. We talked about Tony Bones. He's always been one of my favorite
Bones
rappers.
is funny as hell. I fuck with Tony Bones.
He's been one of my favorite. He drops dope shit. B.C. another one of my local favorites of all time.
Yeah.
For your
I thought
generous
we-
contribution, James.
Quincy.
Yep.
I thought Quincy out his bar.
Yeah.
Kid.
Did we talk about that here?
We might have.
Or maybe somebody else told me about that. Maybe.
What's that?
I think we actually. No, I think actually Simba Ali told us. Monk told us about that actually.
Oh yeah, and I would taught Monk too.
Yep.
Man, if I could go back in time, I think about those kids sometimes. About if we could go back in time and like the music they made with the Street Kings and everything they've done since.
Right.
It's on a certain frequency, and for years I didn't understand, because I liked them as MCs. I didn't understand why the new music they were making wasn't really my frequency.
Man, I feel that same way.
And then what I realized was, I had some basic equipment. I didn't know what I'm doing. I'm 17 years old, but they're the first people I was ever producing as a kid. We're in the same neighborhood, so or I was in Seward, they were from the West Bank, and and I realized, like, even though I didn't know what I was doing, I was producing them, and they had a certain sound, and even though we weren't mature with the sound, it was what it was. So I would have envisioned them going in a different direction.
Right,
so when they were making music with other entities like the Street Kings, it wasn't the way I would have had them sounding, whatever that means. You know?
No, I feel you, because I actually had that same feeling, you know, because my introduction to them was History in the Making and what was Monk's album? I can't think of it, but you know, their shit was kind of like MCing.
So it wasn't gangster shit.
Yeah, then they went gangster with the Street Kings.
Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
But I in retrospect, I got it eventually. At first, I was like, man, damn, y'all went there, you know what I mean? But you know, it was the lane for them.
It had to happen.
You know what I'm saying?
It had to happen.
And they still made dope music, you know what I mean?
Right. Had to happen that way.
And I can't fault them because I was rapping. See, I did the reverse. That's how I came out rapping that gangster shit, man.
Right.
Then I matured at a young age.
Nothing wrong with that.
My name used to be Gangsta D.
Exactly. How you feel about Soundset?
Man, I haven't been there since 08.
Why?
Cancer performed in 08, and then I was in the group More Than Lights, and we became part of the Bella Festival. That was happening the same weekend.
Oh, okay.
Bella ended in 2013, and then I went traveling. I've actually haven't been in the state
During the
since.
Soundset.
To give you a more official answer, the first few years, I actually kind of had some funny feelings about. I almost felt like, this is a bold thing to say, and I'm not sure this is correct anymore.
Go for it.
I felt like Soundset was kind of tearing apart the actual Twin Cities community, because so many people were beefing over Twitter on who was performing and arguing.
Right.
But now, like 10 years later, where I feel like they have let everybody, so many people perform, maybe I feel different.
But people still complain.
Yeah.
They still complain.
But now
That sounds familiar. I know that
tune
story.
it out now. But I couldn't help but be affected by it. You know, you'd have friends that felt like they were hustling all year, and then they felt like they were slighted, and it created this reality where it was like, oh, if you don't get second stage of Soundset, you didn't
ain't
make
shit.
it that year.
Yeah, you ain't shit. Exactly.
But man, I'll break down the mathematics. This is how I feel. But those dudes are such on a different level than I am. They might have a high understanding of whatever they're doing.
Right.
But so I started managing this rap one day for a couple of years, and I was hitting up. And I don't like to ask the rhyme dudes for favors at all, because I don't have the best relationship with them. But I'm hitting them up for like 2 years, being like, can Dwayne get on? Can Dwayne get on? Finally, they hit me back, and they're like, yeah. And I was thankful that they gave Dwayne a slot, very thankful. But they offered Dwayne $100, and then it was $200 for them to sell their own stuff there.
So
Right.
you're paying $100.
So you're basically paying $100 to perform. And then they were real adamant about hitting me up and be like, is Dwayne putting up posters? Is Dwayne woo-woo? And I'm like, man, what are these tickets, like $40? I'm like, off strength, Dwayne's gonna have at least 3 friends come and pay, which means that makes up the $100. Plus you had them pay $200 to perform.
Right.
Basically, I didn't like the mathematics of it
Right.
at all. But when they had a good time, you know what I'm saying? They got the exposure of performance, so is what it is.
Right.
I guess that's my interpretation of the mathematics, but I've also never thrown a festival that large to know how much mathematics go into
Right.
it.
So we were trying to put together what we were talking one time about as far as
the budget.
Yeah, the budget. Would it be more profitable for you to pay, in certain instances, to pay to perform and to put yourself in front of a certain audience? Like, what is it worth to your career personally? We use Soundset
And if
as
they
a
have a
reference.
merch team, you can
Right.
make the money. Did they have merch to sell?
You know, they performed at the Bella Festival the same year, so they didn't pay the $200. They just went, performed, and then came home, which probably wasn't the best business thing for them to do. But they didn't want to pay. They just, on principle, they felt they didn't want to pay the $200
Right.
to sell their own stuff at their own,
Right.
their own show.
Right. Right. When is it worth it? When is it not worth it?
Well, I mean, I definitely remember people having big name acts come and then they try to get people to perform and sell tickets and make
Right.
the money back.
Oh, that shit's still going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's the game. Janky promoter game. Well, not janky, but you know what I mean. It's the artist's choice. Like I said, if you want to put yourself on the play, somebody brings some fucking Wiz Khalifa here, and they got a room for 5 opening slots, and they want to say, hey, Zach, you want to fucking sell 30 tickets at fucking $30 a piece? You got a chance to make fucking $100 or $200, then you could perform. But you have to fucking buy all the tickets ahead of time.
I've took the deal before where we were paid in tickets,
Right.
but it worked out because it was such a good event.
Right.
But that's just like getting paid. That's just making sure the artists you're booking are actually promoting the show.
Exactly.
Because at times people want you to sell tickets, but you got to give the money back.
Right.
That's a little different.
Right.
But it all depends on it. Like Wiz Khalifa, for example, to go over with the crowd that's going to come to see Wiz Khalifa, you have to be in a certain lane.
Right. And that's what we were talking about too. Like that Wiz Khalifa might not be the venue that I feel like I need to be at to find my fucking, you know what I'm saying, the same niche of people that I feel like will listen to my music. I'm
What
not that
about if
type.
Lil Uzi Vert came up for you?
Lil Uzi Vert came here. Yup,
Paying to
I'm
open
paying.
for Lil Uzi?
Yup, I'm gonna sell tickets and I'm gonna open up.
Instead of
I
Talib
want all the
Kweli?
15-year-olds on my team again.
Picking him over Talib.
Yep. Lil Uzi over Talib Kweli all day. Let's go. How you feel about Talib Kweli and the beef with Minnesota and the whole Twitter gang? Minnesota against Talib. Are you against Talib? How you feel?
Dumb, man.
I only saw
That shit ain't done. Fuck Talib.
I only saw a little in their papers in the breakdown, and I felt like if you're on the
Do you
level
like
of
Talib Kweli?
less since that happened.
All right, me too.
I feel if you're on the level of popularity, you shouldn't be beefing with Twitter with anyone.
Anybody that
Man, how
ain't
y'all
even
gonna
famous.
blame,
I love Meta.
how
but
y'all gonna blame Talib Kweli for
Talib
the beef, man?
Kweli is bigger than that. He
How
shouldn't
you
even have been
bigger
responding to
than
that shit.
if somebody come at
That's
you?
just like when Prof was talking shit to John Stamos. John Stamos is this far fucking bigger than Prof. You shouldn't be responding to
See,
that
no, that's the
bullshit.
thing about
'Cause you're
social
making
media,
it
bro.
big.
They're
You're
all
making it big.
they're all fucking.
When people push your buttons and you respond, you start losing
Yeah,
fucking.
but not really though, because now everybody is so personal where everybody is a click of
You
a
know how
button
many
away.
fucking mentions he probably has a day? He didn't have to respond to none of that shit.
All right, so one of them got under your skin, so you gotta address
So
that.
that
shit.
makes him a dick. It makes him a bitch. And like you said, I like him less now after that.
Man, y'all tripping, man.
No,
that
fuck
nigga's
that.
supposed to come
Talib
from
comes-
Minnesota's head,
Talib
nigga.
Talib
top
Kweli
5, man.
comes here.
Top 5,
I feel
man.
like it's gonna be a fight. There's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
some
so. That
bullshit.
shit's
Somebody's
over.
gonna throw something at Talib.
That shit over with,
He's gonna
G?
talk shit. That shit ain't over.
It ain't over
Well,
with.
well,
I
Meta's
thought-
a mature. Meta's a mature cat.
He is. He is.
I couldn't see Meta going to a concert and be like, I'm gonna throw a pop can at
Right.
Talib.
No, I don't think it'll be meta, but
I kind of want them to rap against each other, like a cipher or something.
right.
I want them to do a show
I don't
together,
think
man,
Talib will do it.
and say fuck that dumb shit, man.
And Meta said he
Meta
was sorry.
opened it up
Didn't
for
Meta
Talib Kweli,
apologize?
man.
Meta
But he
apologized
gave like
and
a
then-
half-ass.
and then Talib
He gave
Kweli
a
did some
half-ass
bullshit.
like apology though, man.
No, he said he was just trolling.
But it's like one of them.
Shit, and then
It's
Talib
one of them
Kweli
like.
talking shit.
But it was a. It wasn't a. I don't know. Apologies are weird because people apologize, but that doesn't mean like the intention wasn't still there and.
Right.
And
to
like,
poke at it.
I don't even like apologies. Like, the shit happened, you know, we get over it, we don't. You know what I mean? Like, you're really not sorry if you said it. I don't know. That's me, though. I don't like apologies, man. Like, save
No
it.
take backs. No take backs.
Because apologies aren't genuine to me, bro. It's like, you just like,
Damn,
Well,
you are.
you're talking about social network.
I'm just talking about period.
Right.
The
If
real
I
talk.
wrong someone and I realize that I'm in the wrong, I will go to them and do the best to apologize.
Right.
The social
Yeah,
network
yeah, yeah,
apology,
exactly,
like, okay,
yeah,
I'm a
true.
I publicly
Publicly
apologize.
apologize.
Now I'm gonna publicly go on and take
Right.
it back.
Yeah, it's not that serious.
Okay.
I wouldn't take it as serious as a phone call. Like, hey man, I'm sorry. You know. Yeah. Better call Talib. Call Talib and tell him you apologize, man.
Niggas troll every day, B.
Or somebody get the venue and bring Talib Kweli up here so we can whoop that ass. I'm down. I'll be there.
Yeah, I ain't about to do
I'm
shit
not gonna
until
whoop
they
anybody's
call
ass,
you.
but I'm gonna be there cheering and filming that shit for World Star. That's where it is. That's where it is.
Hey, that's what's funny about Minnesota motherfuckers, man. We don't never got unity, but we'll get together on some bullshit.
Yeah, that's unity.
That ain't no unity.
Unified for bullshit.
Man. Oh, he
It's all unity.
disrespected the whole motherfucking
Yeah, it's
Minnesota
all- it's
because he
all
dissed
unity.
Minnesota.
It's all
He didn't
unity.
even diss the whole Minnesota,
It's
man.
all fucking
He
unity.
said that he's hotter in Minnesota than Meta and whoever who was fucking with him and Ice dude.
Yeah.
So was that not the truth? He's the hotter worldwide, so of course by default he's
Right.
hotter here.
Right.
But like, why do you even subject yourself to that argument? Like,
Right.
like if I was that big and people were tweeting about me, like I was getting hundreds of mentions a day, I'm gonna ignore that.
See, but
You gotta
Talib
get on
Kweli
level.
is a
Right.
troll himself. That's why. So he's a troll himself. So when it comes back to him, of course he's gonna. You know what I mean? Like he does it to other people. So like I don't know. He kind of expected that. He didn't do anything that I didn't expect him to do actually.
Okay.
So he's come at other people. You know what I mean? Like
I
it
guess
ain't
so.
the
Yeah.
first time he's had a Twitter beef with
Right,
somebody.
right.
People have Twitter beefs all the time and shit.
Immature.
So, some people, maybe that's the energy that fuels them and get them through that.
Yeah, they get it. Yeah, true.
And at the end of the day, all it is just jokes and words and shit. Like
That
whoever
is
takes it
words.
personal and like, oh
That
man,
is true.
I'm gonna beat your ass. You know, that's kind of crazy.
It seemed, once again, I read the article about it, I didn't see it.
Right.
But it seemed like outside of the character that he projects.
Right. That's how I felt. Like he went outside of himself. Talib Kweli.
That's why he said y'all think shit ain't sweet, man. He said y'all think this motherfucking conscious shit is get y'all niggas fucked up in Minnesota. What he really said.
Yeah. That's
I
why
was
he's
sorry
gonna,
to say
that's why he's gonna get his ass whooped when he comes up here.
Man, y'all ain't about to do shit to Tyler.
I'm not gonna do shit. I already
Ain't
told
nobody
you
about
that.
to
I'm
do
just
shit
gonna
to
be there
Talib
recording
Kweli.
and cheering on the ass whoopers. Like a nice
Ain't
spectator.
nobody about to do nothing to him, man.
Oh yeah. Don't touch Talib Kweli, yeah.
Well,
It's a public service announcement. Don't
She's
fight
gonna be
rappers.
on security at the Talib Kweli show.
You
man. Ain't
stopping all
nothing- ain't
fights?
Nothing, happened. Nothing
Nope.
cracking. Oh, you had to change your heart. You said you was gonna be the one to bring him up.
I'm just gonna let them fight one-on-one, man. Get it
Right.
off their chest.
One-on-one, yeah.
Go on
That's
about
it.
their business.
That's it. That's it. That nigga Dub J up in here. I'm just fucking with
I
you.
want to see. That would be. I can't never tell. You know, most rappers are little as fuck. I can't tell if Talib Kweli's little or not. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
look
I
that
haven't
little on
seen
TV.
him. Yeah.
I seen him on
I've seen him
stage,
yeah, but I was looking up.
but yeah,
to him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
I
even
haven't
like
seen
when you
him
see
at
people on
Ground High.
TV and shit, you know, it's kind of deceiving
Yeah,
how
he
tall
might
they
be
are.
a little tough motherfucker, man. You ever seen Talib Kweli
From
at Ground
Brooklyn,
High?
son.
I,
Yeah.
I've never seen him fight.
How tall are you? Like 6'1"?
6'2"
6'2"?
on a good day.
I'm imagining he's not that much taller than you.
I don't think he's that tall. He's
I don't
probably
think
about
he's
around
that tall.
6 foot.
They got his stats on Wikipedia. Talib Kweli.
How tall is Talib
Yeah,
Kweli?
yeah.
How tall is Meta? About 6'1".
I
Had to
think-
tell
I
her to
think
take
Meta
one.
bang him. Yeah, I think Meta will bang
That
him.
was kind of. I think
I think Meta will bang
Meta
Talib
might be
Kweli.
taller, but I think
One-on-one.
Talib might be a little stockier.
A little
man.
more thicker.
Out.
Yeah.
We gotta stop. We're instigating a little bit.
That's what we do, man.
Hey, Talib Kweli, come on the show, man. Talk
We need
shit.
Talib, yeah. Somebody
Yeah, call
get in
in.
touch with Talib, man. Tell him to call in. And get this goddamn weigh-in going now. Get this shit over with,
Tell him
son.
to-
Get it over with.
Hey, you guys remember back in, speaking of like hip hop fights, you guys remember back in the fucking, it was a while ago, they had the hip hop boxing
Yeah.
where it was Melly Mel, fought some dude, and
Sticky Fingers got that ass whooped.
I haven't seen it.
Sticky Fingers got beat up,
He got
and
whooped.
and
Sticky got whooped. Capadonna
and
got his ass
motherfucking
whooped.
and Willie D beat the shit. Oh, Willie D beat the shit out of Melly Mel. That's who beat Melly Mel. The Willie D beat Melly Mel's ass, dude. That shit.
And Melly Mel is kind of big, too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucked
Hey,
up.
Willie D ain't no. Well, man, you know what? I think I've always said this. I think Willie D might have been the realest rapper of all time, man.
Yeah, he was pretty
That shit
hardcore.
that he said, I believe that motherfucker.
Yeah, Willie is
the
pretty
old
hardcore.
ghetto boy shit. Like, I when the shit hit the fan, I'll stab your ass quicker than a man. I always
Yeah,
thought he
he's
was
pretty
convincing,
fucking
man.
hard.
I-
I was like, man, I thought he would do the shit that he say he gonna do.
I feel the same way about Scarface. Like,
Yeah.
if you told me if Scarface got exposed and that wasn't his life at all, I'd be like disappointed and
Right.
mad at my own senses that through the music I felt like it was.
Right, I felt like that was you,
See,
Brad.
and they was in a group together, and I think, to me, Willie D was harder than Scarface. To me, my perspective in the group. And I was like, man, this motherfucker Willie D kind of
crazy,
scary
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, he was kinda scary.
And it was just his delivery, too, because this shit was like,
Yeah,
man,
this shit was kinda
man,
off,
man.
yeah.
Nigga.
Serious talk.
Yo, spin a topic off this. My science fiction series, I got a character. He raps under the name of Loves Math.
Yep.
And he's young, and he's really really trying to break it down in his head, like when rappers rap about things that it's not 100% real, like how that makes him feel.
Right.
And he goes through so I kind of almost like I was researching, trying to find like if the music can influence people and it's not real, and spinning that tornado of thoughts in his mind. So I read about 60 pages of Scarface's autobiography, and he claims that early on in the Geto Boys' career there were 2 murders, one that happened in Kansas and one that happened in Houston, where a dude actually killed a cop, and then they went to court and claimed that they were listening to the Geto Boys' music and that influenced them to do the crime. And Scarface wasn't buying it at all. He thought it was totally a lawyer cop out, but I was like, the character Loves Math in the book is trying to dissect if it's real or not. What do you guys think? Do you think that there's any music that can influence you to do something? And
I think so.
I don't think not killing somebody, but
I think so.
I think like
Absolutely, man.
rap
so.
actually like influenced me to like curse and be vulgar as hell. Definitely.
Like I work in high school, man. I just see how the music
Should we
Yes.
get him
Today,
should we get him a microphone?
kind of like the kids are heavily influenced by the music, and like their whole identity is created off what they hear, like their style of dress, their mannerisms, their whole outlook on life is driven by what they hear and what they see. And what they see is
Facts.
fuck bitches, get money, sell
Gucci
drugs,
gang.
do drugs, and that's what they own in school. You know what I'm saying? So music definitely has an influence on especially young minds.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely.
I say that.
Now, is there a karmatic repercussion from the artist? Say, you know that I think it's Future. He's got the song Molly Percocet. I've experimented with drugs enough to know that I was taught by older cats that like you're not supposed to mix a downer with an upper like that. I've never mixed Molly and Percocet at one time to get high, so I don't know the feelings. But if he actually took those drugs, it inspired him to make that song, then I guess that's real. That's
Future
honest.
actually said he doesn't do drugs.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Disclaimer.
It's all.
He doesn't
yeah.
do
sounds like
drugs.
He probably doesn't do those two
Disclaimer.
together. It's just talking about drugs in general. That's like.
Well, he's going through a custody battle too.
Now-
He doesn't do drugs.
Now, if a kid that went to the school you work at mixed Molly and Percocet, and it was a deadly combination, and they were listening to Molly and Percocet,
Who's
you-
responsible?
yeah,
Future.
I think so too.
Well, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
you got there's no separation between the art and reality.
But dude, that's a
Like-
cop out. That's kind of a cop out because
That's not a cop
you
out.
see him, but because that's the like drugs and violence is the American way as is. It's not
it's
just
not.
so it's like where art imitates life and life imitates art. Like we see movies and TV shows where people getting killed and doing drugs all the time, and we never blame it on that.
We're
It's-
talking about young minds who
Well, I know, I'm
really
talking
have
about
no
young minds, too.
experience.
I'm talking about young
Oh,
minds
it's
too. They
life,
can
yeah.
see they can watch motherfucking what's violent. They can watch Power or something and
Right.
like. Well, it's not drug infused, but I mean like say they want to be like a drug kingpin. I mean
Right.
like,
That influences their decision making. What they see and what they hear and what they digest, media and content wise, affects their decision making. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I do agree with that exactly. But I'm just saying like there's still got to be like a thin line where people are accountable too for what they intake or what they
It's
what they
programming,
intake and how
man.
they ingest.
That's like there's a certain demographic of the population that is the elites and the power at B. They want them to be this certain type of way.
I agree with that.
Like
as well.
the young black males
So
in
young
the school that I work
impressionable
with, they
people that
want
don't
them
know.
not to be influenced by strong black men. They want them to be influenced by black men that fuck bitches, get money, sell drugs, kill niggas. That's the whole.
That's the
That's
tone.
the
Definitely.
whole
Yeah, that's the
I agree
mode
with that.
of music right
Yeah, yeah,
now,
yeah.
and that's what's being pushed, and that's the agenda of a certain class of society to the lower class of society to keep them in their place.
social engineering.
Absolutely, different programming. Absolutely, I believe that it's definitely nothing. It's not just by coincidence or by chance that the most popular music right now in the black community and black
Drug
culture
shit.
has the same content.
That's more destructive behaviors.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Towards themselves.
Right.
There's a lack of self-love in the music that we have.
Right.
There's no, like, Kendrick Lamar is a rarity.
Yeah.
So
that he was
Kendrick
able
and
to
J.
squeak
Cole
through the
are like the
system. You know
are
what I'm
like
saying?
the exception. You say Kendrick, J. Cole.
I wouldn't even say they're an exception. I just believe that they're so talented that they couldn't be denied a position in the field that they're in. Like, but certain artists, there's really no reason that I should hear the same. Like, I've traveled across the country and I hear the same songs in every city 1,000 times a day
On the
radio,
Yep.
and that's programming. They're trying to create a society that looks like what they're creating.
Right.
The music that's being pushed and shared. Like, I shouldn't go to Milwaukee and I shouldn't go to Kansas and I shouldn't go to Nebraska and hear the same song. Like, there's 1 billion songs in the world. I shouldn't hear the same songs all day, every day.
Right.
And we got the gay thug mentality. Now they're incorporating the
And
gay into
I don't even think,
or not even gay, but like feminine. Feminine
the
is.
gay agenda and the demasculation of the black male is a thing too, I think.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't think like all these, like it seems like a lot of the gangsters are feminine now. Like your fucking Young Thug wearing the dress, but they
He's not
talking.
even- I don't even think he's gangster.
They say he is. They say he's a motherfucking killer for real. Or some